Many times I'm out with family and friends and we go to a restaurant or a store, and inevitably someone is going to look at me and say, "You're the accountant, how much is this?" And they expect me to calculate something in my head. Well, I'm going to let you in on just a little secret. I'm an accountant, not a mathematician. So unless my calculator is handy, it's not going to happen. So with that in mind, let me start on the first accounting myth. I'm going to go through these very quickly. The first one is accounting is about math. This is only partially true. Accountants use math just about as much as anyone else. If you are a lawn maintenance person and you charge by the hour, I'm sure you need to calculate how many hours you've been at that particular location and how much you need to get paid. Well, accountants look at numbers the same way. Really, it's more analytics than algebra. Accountant equals tax preparer is accounting myth number 2. A tax preparer is not necessarily an accountant, and an accountant is not necessarily a tax preparer. It depends on the type of accounting that you do, and there are plenty of tax preparers out there that are not accountants. Number 3, accounting is for men only. Well, guys, sorry, but women are starting to come into this field. As a matter of fact, women are starting to dominate this field a little bit. Most places that I've been, I've seen over 50% of women in accounting. Number 4, accountants are introverted and boring. Well, not really. I would say that I have a little bit more of an extroverted personality than some accountants, but really there's different types of accounting, so it depends on the type of accounting, what type of accountant you're going to get. The 5th accounting myth is small businesses should handle their own accounting until it gets real complex. Well, normally by the time you see it as real complex, it might be a little bit too late. The 6th is an accountant will cost me an arm and a leg. Well, it's only going to cost a leg. Well, no, I'm just joking. Accountant, it depends on the type of services. If you are needing an external audit for public company issues for attestation, if you need it for financial purposes, say you have a loan that has a requirement of an external audit, sometimes those can be a little pricey, but there are firms out there that have a lower cost for smaller firms. Do your shopping around. If you just need someone to come in and handle your bookkeeping, well, you can find people for very reasonable. Make sure they know what they're doing. Number 7, I pay business expenses out of my own pocket. It's really not a big deal. Well, there's 2 things with this. 1, research piercing the corporate veil. The second is make sure that you are getting reimbursed. Your business is its own entity. You need to see it as its own person. You are not your business, and your business is not you. Number 8, I don't have time and really don't need a budget or to set goals for me or my company. Well, think of yourself as an individual. In your life, you have set goals for yourself. I want to get married. I want to own a business. I want to get my degree. I want to move to a certain city. There are goals that you set throughout your life, and we learn this from childhood. Well, if your business is its own entity, it needs its own goals as well. Number 9, I really don't need an accountant to know how my business is doing. I go into companies very regularly and ask them, how is your company doing financially? I get a lot of or I get a lot of, well, I've got cash in the till, that tells me I'm doing okay. No, that does not tell you that you're doing okay, because 1, you don't know if that cash is where it should be. It could be reinvested back into something that's going to be some R&D and increase your business. There's also, if you don't know where your profit line is, how are you going to go to a small business development center and say, I need a small business loan, or I just need a loan, and be able to answer any questions? They're going to ask you for your financial statements, and if they're not accurate, then you're going to have to do a lot of backtracking, which can be very costly. The last accounting myth is I can handle my own accounting. I have QuickBooks. Well, you may have QuickBooks, but did you really set it up properly? There are 3 steps to this. 1, make sure it has been set up properly by the right person. Number 2, make sure that they have taught you how to use QuickBooks on a daily basis. And number 3, make sure you have someone to ask questions, because if you just go in and say, well, this looks good enough, and start plugging in numbers, you're going to have a lot of stuff to try and fix in the end. So, that was the top 10 accounting myths. If you have any more questions, you are welcome to go to our website, CSPoftexas.com. We post these articles out there with more detail on each one so that you can read up a little bit more on what I was talking about. Or you're welcome to give us a call, 888-868-4955. 4952, 888-868-4952. You can get me personally at extension 7, and we would love to help you. Have a great day.